Grasshopper doing that.
I'll try not to call you 5:30 before you ever get. I'm just,
Never on the
look,
list.
making sure I
That's
get
not going enough to kick the safety thing. So I had to get in there, which I'm gonna have bruises all over down this arm from doing that.
Yeah, I would
Good for that.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I know. I am so sorry.
You have to read that whole thing.
No, Tiff gets to read the whole thing. Mayor, I can do anything I want to.
We used to make the city clerk read all those.
Yeah.
I have been.
To quote Randy, you're mayor, you can do anything you want to.
It's been,
Yeah.
it's been Vice Mayor.
It is noon, so I guess we'll call this meeting to order, and I will officially call it to order. It is 12 o'clock today, Wednesday. So
Roll call.
we need to do a roll call. Yes,
Mayor Stover, Vice Mayor Lundgren,
here.
Commissioner Beeson, Commissioner Calhoun,
Here.
Commissioner Tweedy.
Here.
Okay. Item number 2, new business.
So under City Manager Department, item number 1 is a resolution stating the City of Arkansas City's intent to adopt the 2027 budget without exceeding the revenue neutral rate and authorizing the Finance Director Treasurer to submit the required notification to this Cali County Clerk. And Jennifer is here to elaborate a little more.
So, as part of the budget process, one of the first steps is just to notify the county whether we intend to exceed the R&R or maintain R&R. Throughout the budget process and through our work sessions, we got the general idea that we wanted to say R&R. That is the budget I have prepared, and the resolution I have prepared today is to maintain R&R. We can discuss further. You would need to schedule another special meeting though, because Tuesday night is the 20th and I have to notify Karen by 5 o'clock that day. So we can't wait till Tuesday. We would need another special meeting. Commissioner Tweedy asked me to kind of briefly discuss what we've cut to get here. There was over $850,000 worth of cuts to get where we are to maintain R&R. Part of that was through external agencies, equipment. We didn't cut personnel, but we cut any requests for new personnel. There's no COLA included. So that's kind of where we're at today. And I know Marla wants to briefly speak because we talked about COLAs a lot. And just yesterday, we got a lot of information from all the surrounding cities on what they're doing. So we just wanted to give you all information that we have at this time.
Do you want me to come forward or? So, as the HR director, I feel great responsibility for the contentment of our employees, easier hiring with keeping the pay up and less turnover. I just wanted to express that I'm very concerned about not providing at least some sort of a COLA for the employees. My concern comes from the fact of inflation, how high it has been. We're all suffering from it. And I know that the city has to deal with inflation on everything we have to pay for as a city. And it's Not saying I know where it would come from, but I just have to ask one more time. I will tell you, and Jen can help me here. It was like just a listserv thing that came across.
It was my listserv of other finance directors throughout the state.
She's on that, and they get those on it. So what we are looking at, the only one that is not is Johnson County on this list. But I'm looking at, except for that one, a 1% up to a 4 to 4.5%. 3.5, 3.4. And then let's see, Derby's doing 1.5, Potawatomi County 1.8, Wyandotte County 3%, Eudora is the 4 to 4.5, Leavenworth, which one?
Winsfield would be
Oh,
relevant.
Winsfield, where's Winsfield?
Right.
Thank you. 1% Winfield. So, and if you guys wanted a copy of that, we can get you that if you want to look at it. I'm just saying that I don't have the data, but I could get it. Our hiring has been easier. Our openings have been fewer, and our turnovers have been fewer lately. Does it have a direct correlation to the comp study and the implementation of that? I can't say that I know that without looking at the data, but I do want to look at it, and I'll get you that. I also wanted to point out that we haven't been a lot of years ago without COLA. So we did not have one in 21. We had a 1% 22, nothing 23, nothing 24, 2% 25, and 2.78% on 2026. One of the things that I really want you to consider, and of course for me, it's the happiness of the employees of the family and part of our city family, but also consider that the comp tool that we have implemented is a living, breathing tool. And if it has the intention of continuing to move so that you up the entry level and you take care of the people that you have. We haven't had a lot of turnover. It's good. And I don't know. I don't know if it's the economy. I don't know, but I know it has changed. Just wanted you to consider it. I know, I don't know where you're going to find it. I tried to give up my HRIS, which I've been screaming about for years, but it's a drop in the bucket, you know, and I understand that. Is there anything else that it's just, and if I'm just worried about not keeping up with the tool, because then we're going to be next year, then we might have to look at something, 4 or 5. I don't know that we do that, but it's possible because that's what this is supposed to do.
So how many of those other cities are revenue neutral?
None.
That's,
Yeah,
okay.
that was the other question on that survey is, are you maintaining revenue neutral? And none of them are, except for Osawatomie. They're the only one.
Can you give me can we ask questions here at this point? Can you give me this is a loaded question, I'm just showing up, but if you took our payroll, divided it per days, you would have a set figure of what our daily payroll would be. An
With
interest.
variables not being.
Oh,
considered.
sure. No, I get that. But one of the things I'm coming at is indirectly, we already absorbed a cost on employees when we went to the day off before a holiday. We pay for that now, right? So I don't know how many days that is, but if you had a per day and you multiplied that, it may actually exceed this dollar amount we're talking about on this increase. So I don't know that for sure. And I'm not defending the city by any means. I'm simply stating with the implementation of our new system that we did, the majority, can we say the vast majority of personnel did see an increase?
Majority, yes.
So that's a yes.
Yes.
They also picked up the day before the holiday. Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
So they got 2 pluses right there. And now we're backed into a corner having to make a decision, knowing that we've already thrown 2 pieces of candy out there in defense of our employees, right? So again, I'm not wanting to beat a horse on saying I'm standing my ground on this, because I have been doing this for a week And I'm going to tell you what, I'm sick to my stomach right now. I didn't sleep last night. Because you know where this falls?
On the employees.
Right here. No, right here.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Tad. But long story short, that's where it's going to fall. So I don't want to sound like the bad people here in whatever decision we do decide, but we have done some giving.
Yes, and the giving that has been done have been practices as an employer.
Mhm.
And for example, it used to be, if we were getting a COLA, which sometimes we did not,
Mhm.
then you also had, you could get a merit increase based
Mm-hmm.
upon your performance. Those are two totally different things.
I get that.
And I will say that by adding Christmas Eve, that got us right up with most of the other employers in the area and with my other HR people. Some of them have more,
Mhm.
some of them have less, but
Right.
it got us about where they are.
Well, and I totally respect that. I mean, honestly, I'm on your guys' side. Let me be honest with you. But I was voted in to not raise taxes. That's all I heard. And I don't know about you all, but I heard that and fix downtown. That's the only two things that I can tell you is on people's minds and that I talk to. And so when I'm doing this, I kept asking myself, stay true to what you think you were put in for. And so that has got to weigh heavy for me as well. So that's what turns my stomach, right? But I keep wanting to say that we have done some things. So whatever we would decide right here, and I'm not trying to encourage you guys one way or the other, but whatever we would decide right here, I don't want to be looked at as the bad people, because the reality is we've already played into this game a little bit, and we're going to be faced with some challenges I can't even imagine next year, and I'll be sitting right here. So I personally just feel it's a tough decision. It's a very
It
tough
is.
decision, and that's what
We
I've been told.
respect that. We
Yeah.
respect, what the citizens, what they voted you in on. We understand and respect the R&R. It's just, as your HR director, I'm the voice of your employees, and I had to.
You're doing your job.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
And the other side of this is, we're talking about roughly what, 90 some $1,000? Is that what we're talking about?
83.
For what?
Roughly what are we talking about?
1%.
90,000?
83,000.
$83,000. So here's the next thing. We have to make a decision of where that would go. I mean, does it go to the COLA, or does it go into we may need a cushion for
Disaster.
emergencies. And I know we have some in there, but you said yourself, you're a little concerned on that. So we could sit here and vote it up. That's only stage one. We can say, let's go with that 1%. That's only stage one. Now, who do we give that to? And so now we got to look at the best interest of employees and city citizens. We still got that decision to make. It's a tougher decision than I think people set out. And my original thought was, this is a no-brainer. But the reality, when you really start weighing some things, I started asking myself some questions. So I wanted some time to have discussion with these guys a little bit, but I needed to do it here rather than
Right.
behind the scenes.
Yes.
So now you kind of know my heart and my concern and why I was doing a little bit of this. And that's all I have to say. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but I did it. So if I'm not supposed to say it, strike the record.
And your
Right?
consideration.
This is
You
that
know,
time.
Yeah, I think we're faced with three options. And, option one is, do we do it? Then option two is, where does it go? And then option three, we don't do it. So, yeah, I appreciate everything you all have done to get at this point.
We want to make sure you have all the
Yeah.
information that we have.
Well,
And I don't throw a ton of merit, honestly, in the other cities, because I don't think they're battling some of the things we do. We've got a tax structure to certain people. We have a commerce that's struggling. I'm out there every day, and that's where our dollars come from. So it's not fair to compare our decisions against Derby. I respect that, but it's just not fair because the money pool is so much larger.
From
Um,
a payroll or a pay structure standpoint for us, that's who we're competing with.
Right, no, I get that. Right.
That's-
But on the other hand, I think if anybody left us because they didn't get a little 1% and went up there, they're going to spend that in fuel anyway. So, that's where you just got to make common sense and make those decisions.
Absolutely. And I just also wanted you to know this because if we don't give them a COLA in this economy, they are going to be upset.
Yeah.
They just will. I mean, they're trying to pay bills too. And I know you understand that. I do not envy your position,
Mhm.
but I just wanted to bring it up.
No,
Thank you for your time.
we respect you, at least understanding this is a
Yes.
tough decision.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, you bet.
So just to remind you, whatever we do today, if we exceed or not exceed, things can be moved around within the budget. So just because for instance, the ambulance remount, just because that made it in, it can be adjusted for something else. So what we're doing today, the only thing we're doing today is, are we exceeding or are we not? And if we are, I'm going to have to come back in front of you with a mill levy rate that will then go out on property tax statements.
I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Again,
Unless you're prepared to say something major.
What I heard when we were running for election was, why are you people always kicking the can down the street? Well, that's what revenue neutral does. It forces us to keep kicking things down the street that we don't get fixed. I'm not a big fan of revenue neutral. I've told our legislators that too. I said, you're handcuffing cities by doing that. And so
Valid point,
I could go, say, Jennifer, do some work, get us something that we can.
but if you do the increase, we still have that decision of, if you're talking about kicking a can, what can are you kicking? Because we're talking about here, is it going into COLA? Well, that's not kicking a can down the road.
well,
Well, it is a little.
Is
are
it?
we here to help save the city money or listen to people complain because we just raised their taxes $10 for a year? Is that what I understood the other day?
Yeah, so the.
$10 a year?
Yeah, the mill levy that we kind of discussed in that work session, I believe I brought that with me. On a $100,000 house,
I think it
if
was
they
$10.
did not receive an increase in valuation, it would raise it like $10.14 a year. And the rate we were talking about, it was less than 1 mil over the R&R.
It's a tough decision.
It's so tough.
We did have that option presented to us.
Mhm.
Under the work session.
That would be a 56.8 is what we discussed that day. And our R&R is 55.911.
So,
Like I said, I'm not a big fan of revenue neutral, but pretty much it's settled on doing it that way this year. So that's just my opinion. I had a much longer speech, but I'm not going to bore you.
I'm just learning this, so
Well, I mean, let me throw it back in your court. We could open discussion, right? If we don't go to revenue neutral, what do you want to do with the money? That's your second decision.
From my opinion, we go COLA.
Okay.
Just to show the employees we care about what they're doing.
Right.
Really.
So, I would be hurt by any employee that doesn't think we care. And I have to make those decisions every day in
Yeah.
business.
Mhm.
I mean, you just have to live by that. But the other side of it is it doesn't solve our issue on an emergency reserve, i.e. just had an accident yesterday, right? Probably will come out of that okay, but the reality, there's going to be an insurance truck paid for and rebuilding a
Skid loader.
front end loader that wasn't planned on, and so we have those expenses.
That'll come out of insurance, we'll pay for most of that.
Yes, and then she'll be right in here next year telling us about our insurance increase. So, I mean, nothing's free.
No.
In business, nothing's free,
I
right?
mean, that's
Yeah.
part of why we have a general fund, for emergencies like that too.
Well, we have some pad in there.
I do have a $500,000 emergency reserve built in to that. Mr. Lundgren asked me, is that enough? No, it's never enough. Most of that I use for cash carryover just to get payments out at the beginning of next year because our tax draw doesn't come until late January, early February. So.
When I was elected back in '87, we had a $500,000 pretty much general fund.
Yeah.
We need to compensate for that. We need about $1.5 million in our general fund right now
Right.
to make up for the cost of living, basically.
And we are going to be faced, you can say it's $10 a deal. I don't care if it's $1. It's the decision. That's the power point there.
Yeah.
The dollar amount is whatever it is. We are going to be faced with some potential increases in this next 3 or 4 year period. That we're going to have to raise taxes. This is going to happen. We all know what those are, right?
Yeah.
So, is this one opportunity where we can say, hey, I think people can see, if they're watching this at all, can see that this is a tough decision on all of us.
Very, very difficult.
So we could just as easily say, go with it. And then we're just following suit to next year and the next year and the next year.
I don't think you do it the next year or the next year.
Well, on other things. we do.
Right.
Any other discussion?
No?
Can I just call this meeting and end it now?
So if you decide to table, which you absolutely can.
Randy said I'm there right now. I can do anything I want to.
We do need to re-meet though before
Right.
Monday.
Well, and I need direction because I've got to
And she
have a
has to have
resolution on what that mill levy would be if we're exceeding.
So we need to make a motion, right?
To either table it.
Or-
Table it, or do they just vote it no?
I mean, they
Because
could
the
do
new motion
either.
would be completely separate if they're exceeding.
If they want to give you direction and table,
Yeah,
it,
if
that would be correct.
But
They
if
wanted
they
to.
table it, we don't know which direction we're going.
Right.
And she needs a direction today.
Well, today or early Monday, but today.
Well, yeah.
So-
and
so
even
are
if
we-
it's
so
money,
are-
it's got to be a special meeting at noon.
So are we to the voting part right now?
We have to
So
make a
we-
motion.
We don't have to
either-
read anything to do this.
We have to make a motion to accept or reject.
Okay, I will make the motion that we vote to go revenue neutral.
And reluctantly, I will second that.
No pressure.
We have, oh, well, yeah, okay, we have a first and a second, sorry. So, any other discussion? Then we need to do a vote, right? And it's a vote,
So,
or not,
1 second. If you don't mind. Let's see.
or is it done?
No, we have to vote.
It's a little trickier since we didn't do a roll call vote.
Okay,
It would come down to your yays or nays at this
Okay.
point. That would pass or fail the resolution.
So Larry was just bringing up, you can vote to exceed revenue neutral, give me a mill levy that would go out on the statements and then come back down. We can always come back down,
right,
just can't go up. So
which we were all aware of that in the previous conversation, yeah, we're aware of that. So we have a first and a second. I guess I ask for the vote at this point. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make
So moved.
second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, guys.